Hello, welcome to Sound Inferior Book Reviews. As usual, I am Tina. Today I'm doing a book review of DEinception by Sarena Strauss. This is a sci-fi book. It came out in November 2024. It is from Winding Road Stories. I received a copy of this novel from the author in exchange for a fair review. What's kind of funny is that I would be showing it to you right now in paperback because she sent me a print version, always appreciated. But due to a postal worker strike here in Canada that's been going on for about a month, it's likely sitting in some warehouse somewhere. I'm waiting on quite a few arcs to come, so it's going to be like a little early Christmas or maybe a late Christmas when they finally show up. But the author was nice enough when I emailed her saying, I'm sorry, I can't do the review because I don't have the book. She sent me an EPUB, so I was really glad to get to read that too, because I hate kind of promising I'll do a review and then not doing it. Anyway, DEinception is the sequel to Reinception, a book I reviewed late last year. If you want a smart, complex, dystopian future sci-fi with great characters and a quick-paced plot, you should check it out. It won like 10 awards. It's so good. Given that DEinception is a sequel, though, there are going to be spoilers for the first book in this review, even in the premise of the book. So please read the first book first. It's really, 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 really good. Also, like, it's really short, which is nice. It's like a bonus if you want something kind of, and it's so quick paced, you'll fly through it. I think I read this book in like 2 sittings. Anyway, going into DEinception now, what is it about? Using Reinception to rid society of unwanted human behaviors seemed like a noble cause, but thanks to Ward and Leandria and their high-profile rebellion, the world was about to find out the brutal truth. Powerful political and corporate interests want Reinception to continue, expanding the procedure to prisoners, social distance, and most of all, the serving class known as the prole. They will stop at nothing to keep the truth about Reinception hidden. With the country's fate at stake, Ward is being held hostage, Leandria is on the run. Anyone might be a friend. Any friend could be an enemy. Who can be trusted when, at any moment, Reinception can change their minds forever? Where to start with this book? Well, this book begins right where the other book left off, pretty much the exact minute. But in this book, Ward and Leandria, recently lovers, have been ripped apart. As such, while the last novel was quick-paced too, this one has even more tension because it moves back and forth between 2 characters, each of whom undergo trauma and have to make big decisions. And it's a different kind of tension too, because in the first one there was obviously the tension of like the plot, but there was also the subplot tension of like the will they get together kind of thing, because they were kind of like an enemies to lovers thing. But then in this one, it's like, will these 2 characters that really care for each other manage to find each other again? The concept is dystopian and techno-wary at its core, but in a way it also feels realistic. It has touches of 1984, as well as just warning about how those in power will always misuse technology to stay in power, so we should kind of be careful what we create, what we unleash in the world. As usual, Ian Malcolm, he always applies to pretty much anything to do with technology. It's a classic theme, but a classic for a reason. How Reinception itself works is explained more in this novel, and in a way that I prefer. We get an explanation or a demonstration, but not like intricate details. As such, it's believable enough to not make you question it, and it's just wild. The best thing about the novel, though, are the characters. Ward and Leandria are just so likable. They both struggle with whether they're making the right choices, as even when they do make the right choices, the consequences or repercussions are very dire for them. And they're young. They're young people making these hard choices, and that is almost what makes it harder for them, because they don't have like the years to look back, and they're not afraid, which is good, to like jump forward with something that might be risky, but at the same time, they're not, they don't, sometimes they move too fast. They are 2 characters whom you just want something good to happen to, but, Strauss doesn't let that happen, unfortunately, but good for the reader. The plot is peppered with little details that I didn't expect. There aren't any kind of major surprises in this book, except maybe the very end, which was great, but little things here and there that were really interesting. The book is so well conceived, and you figure things out maybe paragraphs before the characters do, which is how you want it to go. The book also raises really interesting questions about not just would a government ever implement a technology like Reinception. I mean, depends on the government, looking at you, United States, or at least United States after January, but whether this sort of technology could even be used for good. Reinception was originally used to cure people of addictions or convince you to live a healthier lifestyle, but even if a person chooses to undergo this, is it really ethical to change that? I don't have the answer. It's just like an interesting kind of concept. And that's what I really like about sci-fi, is that it raises these interesting ideas. You don't necessarily have to like extrapolate on them, but just like your mind kind of works when you're reading. And I really like that. It also raises questions like that of the nuances behind uprisings, how sometimes freedom fighters are also oppressive in their own ways, and how we can reconcile with that. As I said, it's a smart book. It's also extremely unputdownable and exciting. I highly, highly recommend it, especially reading the first one first before the second one. Thank you, Sarena, for the review copy, both the EPUB and the eventual paperback. I really enjoyed it, and I really hope that you're working on a third one. So thanks for watching, everyone, and